One of my favorite prayers, well, it's really an invitation to prayer, comes from the Proslogion of St. Anselm of Canterbury. It seems to me very opportune as we enter into the summer season. St. Anselm writes, "Come now, little one, turn aside for a while from your daily employment. Escape for a moment from the tumult of your thoughts. Put aside your weighty cares. Let your burdensome distractions wait. Free yourself a while for God and rest a while in Him. Enter the inner chamber of your soul, shut out everything except God and that which can help you in seeking Him. And when you have shut the door, seek Him. Now, my whole heart, say to God, I seek your face. Lord, it is your face I seek." The invitation to rest a while in God is vital for us to hear. It is summer, and while we remain in the midst of a pandemic, some aspects of life that we have missed are being reopened. We aren't back to normal, but we are as close as we're likely going to be for a while. It's good to walk by parks and see people having fun, enjoying the beautiful weather, enjoying public spaces in our communities, even if we all stay 2 meters apart. The pandemic has hit each of us differently, but all of us have been impacted. Some have lost jobs, some have had their work expand exponentially. Many have been cut off from their loved ones. It has dragged on, and I've noticed in recent weeks there is a collective fatigue setting in. There's a fair bit of anger and irritability in the air. You sometimes encounter a real venting of emotions about something that seems really small, and you think something else is going on here. And sometimes you encounter that in yourself. When we read in the scriptures about keeping holy the Sabbath, it's interesting to see how strong that invitation is from God. We are to rest on the seventh day. When Jesus and his disciples are traveling through Galilee and Judea, he invites them to step aside a while and rest. There are many things in our culture, not bad in themselves, which move us to be busy all the time, to produce, to accomplish, to achieve, to become. There can be a strong moral overtone to all of that as well, and that can set us up for burnout, or at the very least, for exhaustion, with a restlessness that keeps driving us. It's good to remember that the one who created us, who has great plans for us, who's at work in the depths of our being, who calls us, tells us on a regular basis to step aside and rest for a while. Sometimes when I go to bed at night and start thinking about the 300 things still on my to-do list, or the 1,100 emails in my inbox, and how I haven't reached out to people who've asked for help, or I've reached out to one and ended up elbowing another in the process, I find it hard to sleep. Pope John the 23rd used to pray at night, "Lord, it's your church. You look after it for a while. I'm going to sleep." My prayer is simpler at those times, rising from the heart. Oh God, let me rest in you. Let me rest in you. Many of us feel that fatigue and exhaustion, including those who have been cut off from their work. I think we would all do well to hear the Lord invite us to come away for a while and rest in Him. There's a lovely little Jewish story that suggests that when God gets up in the morning, God gathers the angels together and says, "Where does my world need healing today?" I would imagine sometimes the answer is it needs healing from all the busyness, the hectic pace, the chaotic pursuits which keep us running. We would all do well to rediscover some of the wisdom and grace of keeping the Sabbath, whatever that might mean for us. On that note, I'm going to sign off for a little while from these weekly messages. I will return to them at some point in the next few weeks, sooner if there's something urgent to communicate. But before signing off, I wanted to extend a few thank yous. Thank you for watching, following these weekly messages, and for following live-streamed masses or other video resources we have produced during this pandemic. Thank you for carrying the burdens that this strange time has placed on you, and for the ways in which you have been able to reach out to others in the midst of it. Thank you to the clergy and to the staff, parish councils, other lay leaders who have worked to keep our communities intact over the past months. Thank you to those who have worked on the financial front to secure subsidies which keep us from financial crisis, and to those who give us those subsidies. Thank you to those who have continued to contribute despite not being able to celebrate our faith in the usual ways. Thank you to the Archdiocesan staff who have persevered, and to those who have been creative and energetic during this pandemic, especially in the field of communications. Thank you to the little groups I have gathered together to brainstorm about homilies and about the content of these weekly messages, who have generously allowed me to share their ideas without indicating the source of those ideas. Thank you to the many committees who have continued to work over the past months, with special thanks to those who work on policy and protocol and education to prevent sexual abuse and to address the painful legacy of clergy sexual abuse. Thank you for your understanding to those who are still waiting for a response to an email or a letter, and thanks for your patience to those of you who are frustrated with our efforts to take steps forward as safely and faithfully as possible in our churches. Wishing you all some time of rest during these summer months. May we all heed the Lord's voice to come and rest a while, to live deeply the life He has given us, and to seek His face. God bless.